insulin resistance. Insulin, when it's very high, causes nitric oxide depletion. So nitric oxide is a vasodilator, so you get vasoconstriction instead. So you're going to get high blood pressure. So first thing I want to do is, what's your insulin level? In order to gauge that, he may be obese, or he may not be obese. He may be what is called a TOFI, thin on the outside, fat on the inside. Really fat, nice and thin. Maybe he's got a little bit of a stomach. Does this patient have insulin? Is he obese or not? Does he have TOFI or not? So how am I going to check for that? So I'm going to check his hemoglobin A1C, and even if it's not elevated, if it is greater than 5.4, but less than 6.4, this patient has insulin resistance. Then I'm going to measure his Kraft test. It's going to tell me whether his insulin levels are shooting up or not after food. Then I'm going to measure his waist size and see whether he's got some obesity there. I'm going to get a liver ultrasound. That's going to tell me whether this guy's got a fatty liver or not. So if he checks on any of these, I'm going to say to him, you need to fast because you need to restore insulin sensitivity. So he may not be terribly overweight. He may be a TOFI. It doesn't matter. The fact is he needs his insulin levels to come down. And the only way to bring insulin levels down, the most effective way, is stop eating and causing your insulins to stay up all the time like that. Because before it even gets a chance to come down, the next meal comes along. Next meal comes along. In between, throw in a little bit of snacks. All day long, his insulin levels are high. He's now insulin resistant. That is why this man is in trouble. He's going to have high blood pressure. So you see how you approach that. So this guy, he is going to go into fasting mode. How am I going to do this fasting mode? I'm not going to attempt to restrict calories. There's nothing to do with calorie counting. This is going to be about eating only once or twice a day. Now, I'll look at him and I'll see how strong he is. Do you really want to lower your blood pressure without medications? Yes, I do. Okay, all right. Do you like breakfast? Sometimes I don't like it. Skip it. You don't need it. Do you like lunch? Yeah, I like lunch, but sometimes I skip that too. Then skip it. So you see, it depends on the person. So then I'll tell him, skip your lunch, skip your breakfast, and just have a dinner. Just one dinner. Actually, he won't get a spike like that. He'll actually get very little insulin. Why? Because all day his insulin level has been so low that when he did eat that meal in the evening, he's going to make very little insulin because he's sensitive. And because he made very little insulin, what's going to happen? Insulin. What does insulin do? Gives you fatty liver. So immediately, because his insulin levels are so low, he's going to stop putting on fat here. All this is going to start going down. It's fat around the pancreas. All the visceral fat is going to start going down. So he'll start losing all this. He'll also, by the way, lose weight on his tongue. The tongue is mostly fat. That's why he can wobble around so much. Yeah? So you lose a lot of weight in your tongue. The first 20, 30 pounds you lose, it's this disproportional weight loss on your tongue. That's why sleep apnea gets better, snoring gets better. People immediately say, oh my God, I'm sleeping so much better. I'm not snoring so much. And by the way, snoring can also cause high blood pressure. Well, not snoring itself, but sleep apnea causes high blood pressure too. So you're going to be able to fix his insulin resistance and his snoring at night. And his blood pressure is going to come down just by doing this. Just by doing this one thing alone. So it depends who's asking. So when he does this, less of his calories are going to go into storage. So wait a second.